All right, good morning, everyone. Day 120. Not quite 4 months from the day I started, but 120 days. Today, there's a little blue blazed about Liberty. But we're going possibly 22 miles today. It's slow and steady here. And we've got Mount Lafayette, Lincoln, Garfield, and a whole bunch of other peaks lined up if we do all 22 miles. That'll catch us up and put us in a good spot for a resupply and getting through the rest of the whites in a reasonable manner. We just have to check the weather at Mount Washington. We just climbed out of camp, set up on those wooden platforms. Wasn't too bad. Everything's soaking wet. I think we slept in the clouds and the rain all night, so everything that can be absorbed water. Anyway, finished the first 300-foot climb. And only, 4, 5, 6,000 more to go. We'll see. Let's see how far we go today. There aren't a lot of good bailout options if you're not staying in the huts or working for stay in those huts or paying a whole $150 or something per person for fairly rudimentary accommodations. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here and appreciate you watching today, and stay tuned to see the beginning of the presidentials here. It's the presidential range in the White Mountains in New Hampshire. Let's see how it goes. One of the guys we were with, if you watched yesterday, he probably finished a lot of this last night. I hope he did, because there were some tough miles ahead of him on the 7 miles. All right, got deadfall to deal with. We'll catch up real soon. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget there's a thanks button there if you're so inclined to donate a buck or two. No pressure, no need. If you want to, do it, and it'll all go towards a hike, and I get 100% of that. So if you don't want to, don't. Just keep watching. Give me some good comments. I'm real slow at replying right now. We got our hands full with big mountains and logistics right now, so bear with me. Take care, guys. Bye. Some little views as we head towards the base of Little Haystack Mountain. The sun is trying to clear up the clouds. Getting better and better views on the way up Little Haystack. Check this out. And it gets better and better. Higher we go. I just read that Little Haystack isn't considered one of the 48 4,000 footers up here because of its lack of prominence. But it's still beautiful. I don't know if the clouds are moving in or out, but glad we got some views anyway in case we get socked in here. All right, check out the clouds going through the gap there down I-93. And one of these is a Little Haystack. Maybe this one. We'll find out in a second. But we're getting close to being in the clouds, so I want to try to get a little bit of picture and video down here below them. All right, made it to Little Haystack here on top. I think that's the first presidential over there. What a nice visibility day. I'll take it. These clouds really are beautiful anyway. There's rain right over there, maybe. Beautiful. All right, 0.7 miles from A little haystack here, follow the ridge up. I believe that's Mount Lincoln at the top there. Let's go see what's up there. Also, real quick, this little haystack is 4,755, and Lincoln up there is over 5,000. It's the first 5,000 footer in a while for us. So let's go do it before we get socked in here. And the clouds are moving in. Mount Lincoln's still up there. Still clear on this side. Can't see Lincoln anymore. We might get white out here, or pretty close to it. It's all right. We'll just stay on the trail and get through it. Here's a little clearing on Mount Lincoln on the way up. All right, here's the view on top of Mount Lincoln. It's there, and I'm on a secondary little peak. There's a little trough in between. There's nothing to see. You can hear I-93. Can't see anything. There's a little red squirrel back there. Other than that, this is 5,082 feet. Second only to Mount Washington, I think, in the Franconia Ridge. I don't know, but it's high. Is Mount Washington on the Franconia Ridge? I don't know. The description said it was second in the Franconia Ridge, so we'll see. Anyway, first 5,000 footer in a long time. And I felt it, but that's all right. It's beautiful up here. You see anything? There's a neat little view as we're coming down Lincoln. All right, I did a little homework. So I haven't done enough up to this point. So this obviously is not the presidential range. This is Franconia Ridge. I'm sure a lot of you already know that, but I didn't. I mean, I knew it was Franconia Ridge, but I assume it's all part of the presidentials because there's Lincoln and Garfield here. But then you have Lafayette, which we're getting ready to go climb. So I was confused. But so Lincoln is the second highest in Franconia Ridge. And Mount Lafayette's the highest in the ridge, and one of the highest in this area outside of the presidential range. Presidentials will start with Pierce in a couple of days. But first I got to figure out how to get down. I don't know if you can tell, straight down this rubble field. Talk to you later. Here's a quick glimpse of Mount Lafayette. Might be the summit up there. It's only a couple hundred feet higher than where we were back there. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, here's the highest peak in Franconia Notch. Mount Lafayette, 5,246 feet. Not a particularly difficult climb since we were already up at 5,000 or so. Went down a little, came up a little. There's no viz, nothing to show you other than the ridge. Spin you around and get you dizzy here. And over there where Bob is in the sign, that's where we're headed. Start heading downhill to the next one. Tell you about it in a little while. Hopefully we get a little more visibility once we get below the clouds again. Sure we will. I get little peaks of far off hills and roads down there. Not right now. Here's the visibility now, 30, 40 feet. Not much. Check this out. Clouds above and below, or in between them. Here's Route 3 parking. Chuck Trail, that away. We're not going that way. We're going on the Garfield Ridge Trail, toward Garfield Trail, Galehead Hut, all that good stuff. That away. Follow the cairns and an occasional blaze. I think this might be Garfield over there. Be the next climb of the day. It's a good one, steep, long. 2 or 3 more big climbs today, but first we got some pretty big descents to get down in that valley before we start climbing. There's the top of Mount Garfield. A few more feet, but there's a little blue blaze side trail with a quick view before this stuff rolls in and blocks it. Let's climb up there and knock out Garfield. Well, here's the official top of Mount Garfield. Not sure what was here. There's a base of a building or cistern, or who knows, maybe the basement of a tower, but there's no view up here. You can see a little bit down the mountain. That's it. Let's head on to the next one. All right, here's a moment of zen, and it's actually where we have to walk on the trail. Yes, that's the trail, in the middle of the river. Good creek bed. All right, we made it up to the intersection for Galehead Hut. We'll stop by and see if they have any goodies. And then we're gonna head on to South Twin, 0.8 miles. There's a shelter not far after that. We were gonna go a lot farther, but I don't think the day's gonna allow it. It's gonna get too dark too early. Just those vertical rocks up and down all day, technical, just eat up too much time. We're actually feeling okay. And it's only like 1 o'clock. But from that shelter to the next shelter is going to be 9 miles. And just pushing the dark envelope in these rocks and wet and rain and ridges. It's not smart. Anyway, here's Galehead Hut on the right. Nice hut up in the middle of the mountains. And check out this view. There's a little cloudy, but you get the idea. Nice. All right, that was a fun little hut experience. Had a $4 bowl of split pea soup. It was delicious with a nice big piece of homemade bread. I don't know if it's homemade or not, but it was good. Bought a couple of Hershey bars for $3 each. What else? They had all kinds of goodies in there. One last piece of cornbread they had. I didn't need more. And we're getting ready to climb 1,500 feet here. So now the math starts to figure out where we can go. We can almost make it to the next hut. If you make it there around 4 p.m. and you're a thru hiker, you have a pretty good chance of basically working for stay. You put in 2 hours of work and you sleep in the floor inside the kitchen dining room area. You get dinner in and breakfast, and then you take off in the morning. If it was later in the year, probably wouldn't make it because we won't be there by 4, but we'll be there not too long after that probably. So we're going to go up to the summit of this mountain, then over to Galehead Hut Shelter. I think this is South Twin Mountain. Then go over to Galehead Shelter and see what time it is. Stay tuned. All right, made it to South Twin Mountain. Another 4,000 footer. Stay tuned, I'll figure out how much it was. All right, it's 4,893, almost another 5,000 footer. We're pretty well socked in here. Got some views the way we're headed. We're headed down the trail that way. See down there? Stay tuned. We may have something up our sleeve for today. We'll see how it works out. Check out this view on the way up to Mount Guyot or Guyo or G-U-Y-O-T, I don't know. All right, at the summit of Mount Guyot. I'm gonna take it here. The summit's probably right over there, but we're gonna get socked in. That's the other one that some people mistake for Mount Guyot. There's the view, and if I'm not mistaken, there's some snow on the north side of those ridges over there in those little crevasses. All right, made it to Zealand Mountain, kind of the summit. It's over there, but it's completely enclosed with trees, just off the Twin-Way Trail, the AT. So I don't know that I'm going to do it, just to go look at more trees. There's a little view on the way down from Zealand. I'm assuming we're climbing all this stuff today or tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think. If you have a little extra time, there's a Z-Cliff Pond down that way. It's actually beautiful out just now. The sun is out. We don't quite have enough time. So the surprise is we're going to go up here to Galehead Hut, one of those lodges, and see if we can do what they call work for stay. They're allowed to take 2 Appalachian Trail through hikers every day, and you work for 2 hours, and you can sleep inside on the floor, on your mat or whatever, and they'll give you leftovers. It's not regular dinner, but you get leftovers for dinner and breakfast if you want, and you get to sleep indoors. And the mileage today says this is a good spot for us to do it. Trick is you can't ask for it before 4 p.m. It's quite a bit after. It's going to be 5:30 or 6 when we get there. There's always a chance a couple other hikers have already come in and are doing it. So we're trying to make sure we leave ourselves enough daylight and legs to go on to the next shelter, which is another 5 miles after the hut. So it's going to be pushing dark if we have to move on, but we're ready for it. I understand it's fairly easy. Looking at the terrain or the elevation, and it's flat from this hut to that shelter. And we've heard from Henry that it's pretty easy walking, dirt path. So we made some calculated risks here if we don't get to work for stay. Now, some people don't like to work for stay because you don't get to sleep till a little bit later than you usually would. And some people wake up a little earlier than they want to. but we'll give it a try. It'd be an experience if it's available. Not sure if there's a cutoff time limit for coming in later, you know, if 6 is too late, I don't know. But there could already be 2 hikers there. Stay tuned. Check out this Z Cliff view. It is perfect. Mount Washington, I think, is behind those clouds. Coming for you. Hopefully she cooperates with us. Definitely worth the little 100-yard side trail. It's a little moment of zen. Zealand Falls, I guess. All right, we've about made it to Zealand Falls Hut or Zealand Hut. Linda Hand Trail. We're going down here. See if we can get a place to stay for the night. All right, made it to Zealand Falls Hut. Let's go see what's going on inside. Lots of backpacks. Looks like lots of trail workers doing all kinds of fun stuff. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, we were successful. We're gonna do a little work for stay. We had some leftovers from last night, some vegetarian enchilada stuff. I don't know exactly what it is. Goulash almost, but it's good. You have flour here. But anyway, so we're gonna eat now, and then after their dinner for their guests, we'll have some pulled pork and salad or whatever they have left over. And we'll just sleep on the floor in there. I think there's about 15 people staying here. But check out this view. It has cleared up some. Here's a little better view of Zealand Falls. Just finished eating the leftovers and wait till our chores start sometime later. This view. Set them down, we'll bring it in. All right, that was funny. If you can hear me, I'll try to talk loud. Just had to climb back up the mountain, about 3/4 of a mile, 700 or 800 feet up, to let a friend of mine know about a pickup tomorrow. There's no cell service down here, and probably none all the way down to Crawford Gap there, Crawford Notch. So it's my second time passing, or third time passing this, but time to go help out with chores and get some dinner and do all that fun stuff. But with that, it's day 120. I'm gonna call it good. I may put a picture on here of where we're sleeping in the quarters there, in the break room or the lunch room, whatever you call it, right next to the kitchen. I'll put what I can on there. Otherwise, I'm gonna say goodnight, get back down the last 1/4 mile, and that's the longest I walked for a phone call before. On ships, sometimes I go to the captain's quarters or above to get a cell service, but this was a real climb. Luckily, I wish my legs felt like this every day. I had great feet, great legs. Maybe it was a cup of coffee and chocolate bar at lunch. I don't know. Things felt great. My feet hurt, but normal kind of hurt. So let's see how they feel tomorrow. Tomorrow's just a short 7 or 8 miles to Crawford Notch, see my high school buddy, and go do a resupply and hang out, have some lunch, maybe have a beer, and then get back on trail and see how far we can get before dark. And Mount Washington's looming. Start to see it right now. Stay tuned. Hope you join me for the rest. Don't forget, hit subscribe and like and If you want to donate, there's a thanks button. You don't have to, I'm not asking you to. If you want to, it's there. Take care all, slow and steady out. Unless I get some more pictures in camp. Hopefully you can hear me. This is loud.